Shalom. First and foremost, we give our praise and glory to Yahweh, Bashim Yahshua, Bashim Karnadash. Give honor to the apostles of JMS and Ruel, Shalom to the faithful men that's always continue doing the work of the Lord. Lord, I'm just meditating, really, just, you know what I'm saying? I'm just thinking, like, pretty much, you know, the curses, you know, where the scripture says, you know, that you're gonna, you know, I'm thinking of a few scriptures, like in Lamentations, where it says, you know, we're going to pretty much be ashamed to the different nations. You're going to be a proverb and a byword, you know what I'm saying? And you see that, man, you know? And niggas, man, you know, and niggas, they just fall right into it, you know, because they, you know, you see all this political shit going on right now, and you just got niggas that are in their emotions, and then they starting to act like animals, and they're really begging Esau to love them. And then when Esau come out there and pretty much show some type of hatred, they get all, you know, wild and crazy, and then people be like, well, see, look at niggas, that's why nobody like niggas. You know what I'm saying? But it was a time we didn't give a fuck, man. It was a time we was like, man, fuck y'all, we don't want to be with y'all, man. We was rebuilding the temple. You know what I'm saying? These different nations was trying to help build the temple. We was like, nigga, no, leave us alone. And I believe it said the same thing in Nehemiah when they was building the walls. Alright? You had people trying to stop from that, you know? And I believe people were trying to join in too, and it was like, nigga, no. And, you know what I'm saying? It's just like, we just really, man, I just noticed that, man. Like, I always make that point, man. Like, we just want to be left alone. You know, the real, you know, us in our right mind, we just want to be left alone. Like the scripture says, you know, the heathen has painted their likeness of the images, you know what I'm saying? And they cover the faces of the judges thereof. You know, it's Job 9:24, you know. Mainly, chiefly, that's Esau, Edom. We know that. And we know during the Renaissance, you know, they got whitewashing, all these different images and stuff like that. And it's another thing they do. I forgot the correct term, or whatever term they coined it, but Slovakia. But it's a term pretty much where, like, certain rich people, like different bankers, like I want to say Medici, I forgot who. It was banking families and maybe politicians or whatever, or whoever. It was like people with names and shit. They would paint themselves and their family in biblical, you know, like, for example, it might be a story of I'm trying to think of an example, where Yahushua healed somebody. Or, matter of fact, the Last Supper. I believe it was like a banking family. They painted themselves and their family in the Last Supper. So instead of the disciples, it was them. You know what I mean? So they paint their, like, you know, the images, their own likeness into our, you know, our this thing of ours. You know what I'm saying? But it's not just them. You got the damn Muslims. You know, their little whack ass Quran. You know what I'm saying? They mention in Yahushua, they mention in Mary, they mention in Moses, and all these different characters. They believe all those different men and women of the Bible were Muslims. You know what I'm saying? Fucking Elam, alright, the one that created Hinduism and Buddhism, alright? Because I used to think that Moab created Buddhism, but no, that shit came from India. Alright? They said the bitch Krishna, the false god, the blue bitch, that so-called the word Christ came from that. You know what I'm saying? Which is obviously doesn't, the correct way of saying, because I remember, I'm all over the place, I don't care, I'm in the spirit, Shalakia. Hopefully it makes sense. I remember one of my old jobs, man. This is like years ago. This is like one of my first jobs, man. I remember I was just walking, and then I seen this bitch in the aisle, and I was like, wait, hold on. I turned back. This bitch had a whole Krishna shirt or Hindu gods. I came back and I was like, are you Hindu? And she's like, yeah. And I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, why you, you know what I mean? Why you that? You know what I'm saying? Now I know better not to be trying to teach nobody. But she was like, well, you know, the word Christ came from Krishna, and shut the fuck up. No, the fuck it. And then I was like, okay, how you say Christ in Hebrew? The bitch couldn't even answer. You know what I'm saying? It's Mashiach. That shit did not come from Krishna. Alright? Then you got the Egyptology niggas trying to say the Bible came from Egypt. Now, I remember years, I'm gonna have to redo that video. I remember years ago, I was watching videos on YouTube. I'm like, damn, man, this shit is kind of similar. And you know what I did? What the scripture says? Study to show yourself approved. And that's what I did. I just studied. And I looked up everything that they said. They said that Horus was crucified. I looked it up. Was that true? Guess what? It wasn't. The only proof that they said that was so-called true, they had a picture, a depiction of that nigga with his arms out. That's it. You know what I'm saying? And I don't believe the fucking Egyptians even crucified people. That shit, I believe that shit started with the Babylonians. I forgot who. It was like the Assyrians, Babylonians, one of them. I know it didn't start with Rome, but because you know they've been doing crucifixions. Even when you have a shot, I'm watching Spartacus, the movie. That shit raw. You know, when Spartacus, the actual Spartacus, the gladiator that revolted, he was like, I think maybe almost 100 years before you have a shot, and his followers, the ones that revolted with him, got crucified. So crucifixion, that been the time, you know. But anyways, going back to the main point, you got all these different heathen trying to take our glory, trying to take our truth. You know what I'm saying? Muslims, Mormons, every single religion pretty much trying to take us, trying to take our truth. They try to say Yahushua, when he fled, when he went to Egypt, that he went over there to some people said he went to India, and like, man, you know, just adding shit. And going back to the whole point, my point is like, we really just want to be left the fuck alone, man. We just want our own truth, our own God. This is our God. But you got all these different religions, all these different nations trying to take our God and twist it and say that they're for them, and you know what I'm saying? And Jesus, he, or so-called Jesus, he's not the son of God, but he is a prophet. We believe he's a prophet. And when he comes back, he gonna return. He gonna be in the second coming. Why can't you just have your own fucking belief? Going back to the Muslims, because Muslims, that shit is Ishmael. Even Muslims will tell you that Muhammad was from Ishmael. The Lord ain't dealing with Ishmael. The Lord is dealing with Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, not Abraham and Ishmael, and damn for not Abraham, Isaac, and Esau. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, we just want to be left alone, man. You know? Even going back to the very main first thing I was talking about, how we're a proverb and broward amongst these nations. You know what I'm saying? A lot of Jake, a lot of people that look at Jake like we just thugs and murderers, and now there is 2/3 of Jake, but a lot of Jake be just chilling, man. Even some 2/3 Jakes, all they do is just go and play video games. They might go off and smoke weed and commit adultery, but they be at the crib. They might go to the club or something like that. They just trying to get some money, trying to chill, man. Jake is playing, man, dwelling in tents. You know what I'm saying? This plane goes into righteous, pretty much, integrity, I believe. But the point is, we just dwell in tents, man. Jake, you be chilling, man. All right. And I was just thinking too, like, a lot of times Jake don't really be on shit unless somebody fuck with them. You know, like these raggedy ass Somalis. I know we got a lot in Columbus. You know, just for an example, you know, like, I remember as a kid, bro, growing up, we used to hate Somalians, man, because they stunk. It was dirty. They was ugly as hell, man. I can't stand them motherfuckers, man. But I remember at a time, bro, I was cool with one of them, and then their people start fucking with him. And I'm like trying to defend this nigga. This nigga just dipped. And if he wanted to run, you could have said something. But that nigga just ran, left me. They came to fight this nigga, and I got jumped by myself, man. And then I think that's when I probably started hating Somalians. You know what I'm saying? And I noticed that with Jake always, man. Jake be chilling sometimes. Or a so-called white man come fuck with them. And then that's when Jake started getting like, well, fuck you too, man. You know? And you see that, man. It's really us against the world, man. Everybody fucking hate us, man. Even our own fucking people. Even the Northern tribe, man. You be trying to be cool with the Northern tribe. The Northern tribe act all stuck up. Because they under the curses too. They be thinking that they fucking so-called white. And then that's when Jake get that mentality. Well, then fuck you too then, dude. You know what I'm saying? But ultimately, Jake be just chilling, man. Jake is merciful. Jake is too damn kind sometimes. And then you get stabbed in the back. You know, so a lot of this shit be really provoked, man. But on the news, on the TV, they make it seem like we just always like this. We just this way. Alright? So they, you know, the accuser of our brother, and they talking hella shit, man. Look at these niggas, man. Even right now, going back to this political shit, man. You got Make America MAGA niggas going to fucking all black community colleges and shit. And just rage baiting the hell out of them niggas. Which y'all niggas need to control your emotions. But they rage baiting these niggas, trying to get on their nerves. And you got niggas surrounding them, yelling and screaming at them. But somebody made a good point. But like in the 60s and 50s, or whatever, you know, niggas were trying to go to, that shit was going off. They were trying to go to an all-white school. And you have videos and pictures of them surrounding niggas, yelling and screaming, while a nigga was just trying to go to class. But now the roles is reversed. Now Jake is going off. You see what I'm saying? It's a lot of hypocrite shit going on. And I'm not justifying those goofy ass niggas for that. Because you shouldn't want to be equal with a so-called white man. If we at camp and a nigga with a MAGA hat came and he trying to get reaction out of us and try to be in front of the camp, man, who gives a fuck, man? Let that nigga, who gives a fuck, man? I mean, if he's cool, he want to talk, then he can talk. But if he gonna be an asshole, all right, man, fuck you. We gonna go back to the lesson. It was a dude that was a Donald Trump impersonator. He went to like some type of Israelite camp, and he obviously trolling, talking shit. And these dumbass niggas, these dumb dudes, man, you obviously being rage bait, man. They obviously bullshit, playing with you, trying to get a reaction out of you, so it can be viral. You trying to teach this goofy ass nigga, man. That's why you gotta be in the spirit. Jay gotta be in the spirit, man. Sometimes you gotta see, this nigga, he playing. Or he's just trying to get a reaction, man. You know, we ain't about to feed this nigga, man. We about to just go back to the lesson. Go back to teaching. Alright, but Jake's too much in their emotions, man. Jake is way too goddamn much in their emotions. You gotta control that shit, man. Jake trying too hard to be equal to Esau. You trying to make Esau love you, what the scripture says in Lamentation. Our eyes fell for the vain help in the other nations. You trying to get help in the other nations, trying to fight for your rights, civil rights. Who gives a fuck, man? This man, it don't matter what the fuck you do, how many so-called white friends you got, this nigga hates you, man. Alright? He hates you and your whole fucking seed, man. And that's gonna be like that forever. This nigga hated you since the womb. The Genesis 25 told you that, man. It says these two nations are separated from the womb, man. So this is preordained. And you think you're gonna go against prophecy? You think you're gonna go against the will of the Lord and be equal to this man, the so-called white man? Hell no. And you see that now, man. Hey, when those riots was going down, when a lot of times those niggers was getting shot and killed, And all kinds of riots, all that bullshit riots was going on. I remember I was at work, man, and a certain so-called white man that I was working with, man, their true color was starting to show a little bit. You know, they was starting to show little signs of little racist shit going on. And that's going back to the point. Jake was just chilling. Jake wasn't even saying nothing. Jake was just doing their job, sitting at the table, chilling. These are people we all. Cause I used to work in the back, or not the back, but I used to work in replan and all that. So it was like drivers and all this shit. So a lot of us just sat together and shit. Because the department wasn't very huge. We all just sat together. And we used to be chilling, bro. And then niggas would bring that shit up. Crackers used to be hurt, mad, bro. I remember one time, I'm in the back helping them and shit. And this one dude, his name was Jake, and he actually was a Jake, but he looked like a white boy. And it was this African dude, which obviously we're not African, but nobody know fucking better. But they over there driving and shit. I'm over here, setting the line up, putting the boxes and shit, you know what I mean? And I guess the dude, he was taking too long. They was both in the same lane, and I guess the dude was taking too long or some shit. And this dude, man, Jake, he came to me, he's like, man, fuck Black Lives Matters. And I'm like, what are you talking about, dude? Like, this dude, he taking too long. What the fuck does that got to do with Black Lives Matter, man? You know what I'm saying? That's my point, bro. Jake be chilling. And Esau just be on our throats, man. Even this damn Charlie Brown nigga that got killed, man. That got smoked. So, whatever the fuck. Whether it's AI, whatever the hell. That nigga got smoked, man. Assassination, man. Political assassinated. A so-called white man did it. He wasn't trans. He wasn't fucking a left. Okay? He was a far right or whatever. Supposedly. But guess what they doing? They still blaming so-called black people. Like, what the fuck do we got to do with this? And they blaming the left. What is the left? You know what I'm saying? But this is what I'm saying, bro. This is what Esau wants. He wants you to get emotional, man. He wants you, cause sometimes it could be like, man, what the fuck? Like, why y'all? You know what I'm saying? And you can get a little like, god damn. You can get a little in your feelings a little bit like, man, what the fuck? But hey man, this shit is beautiful, man. Let this division and all this shit, let this shit keep coming, man. Let this shit keep coming. Cause it's beautiful, man. It really is, man. It's beautiful. Let these people keep hating us and them, fuck all these people, man. Let them all fight. Cause the scripture says that, man, nation against nation, which is, race wars, man. All right. So yeah, man. Salakia, I'm all over the place. I'm just flowing in the spirit for real. Just speaking about. I'm just meditating, thinking about these things, man. Cause it's just like, a lot going on. You know what I'm saying? And we just gotta, we gotta just be careful. Careful what we say, careful what we do, careful who we be around. Cause like I said, these damn crackers, they starting to show them their real, true colors. You know what I mean? So, and the shit only gonna get worse, man. And things gonna get more and more segregated, man. You know what I'm saying? Cause this hatred that the so-called white man has towards us, man, has always been inside of him, man. And us having separate bathrooms, and this shit wasn't too long ago, man. They said the first so-called black female that attended school with so-called white people was like 69 years old right now. That's not too long ago, bro. So this shit gonna come back. Shit gonna get more crazy, So just stay in the spirit, man. Because Esau is looking for any type of excuse to blame you. Because again, like I said in the beginning, we are the perverts and barbers of all these people. We are these people's sons. They always talking shit. They say we the most violent, which is not true. According to the FBI website, the most violent really is in all crime, every single crime, rape, murder, all that is a so-called white man. But they would paint the picture like it's us. So you can't give these people a reason, man. Cops, you get pulled over. Don't give these niggas a reason, man. They see you angry and hot, irritated. They gonna be like, well, this is a nigger, so let me shoot him, or So that's why you gotta just remain in the spirit, man. Don't give these fucking no good crackers a reason, man. All right. Because really, too, they getting exposed, man. A lot of people starting to see that. A lot of people starting to see a lot of these mass shootings is who? The so-called white man. The so-called who's is getting way more exposed, too. All right? People are starting to see their agenda, so we just got to let shit play out. We don't got to be out in the midst of this shit, protesting and all that stupid shit. We just got to let prophecy play out. Because the curses is turning on these niggas now. Now, they're becoming a proverb and proverb. Alright? You see a school shooting and shit, what people starting to say in the comment boards, all the usual suspect. They used to say that against Jake. Now they saying that against y'all people. You see? So things are beautiful, bro. The curses is finally coming upon our enemies. I think that's Deuteronomy 30, maybe. The curses, I put the curses on that was on you, on your enemies. This is finally happening, man. Alright? So hey, man, this is beautiful. So let everything play out, man. So with that, hope is edifying. I'm going to give all praises and glory to Yahweh, Bashim Yahushua, Bashim Hagadash. That bounce to the apostles, GMS Rura, shown to the faithful men continue doing this work. Stop and say shalom.